Go head up to that tower. Tower. It's pretty scary. Howdy folks, my name is Richie aka Bog Otter, back with another Guild Wars 2 video. It's actually a new series that I'm going to be doing that is kind of a review of the current patch that's in place, and also giving you a preview about what's coming up next week. I call it the Guild Wars 2 Review Preview. Alright, moving on. Let's talk about the current patch that's in place right now. That's called the Tower of Nightmares. This is largely centered around Kessex Hills. There was a large tower that kind of was hidden by mesmer magic, apparently very powerful mesmer magic, and Marjorie Delacroix and Lady Casimir Mead were actually able to shatter this illusion and reveal that the Crate and the Nightmare Court have together been, working together to create this monstrosity for whatever means. Now, at the top of this tower over here, there is this large blooming flower thing, and it's spreading this poisonous pollen all over the area and corrupting different creatures and stuff like that. The Crate are heavily involved, and when you first go to Kessex Hills, you get to go into this story instance with Marjorie Delacroix and Lady Casimir, and you are discovering for the first time that the Crate look different. They look really cool. The Toxic Alliance, which is the Crate and the Nightmare Court, are teaming up. You're actually fighting Solvari at the same time. And it's a fun little instance. Matt Visual from Guildcast was talking about it last week. He actually made a good point that Guild Wars, it felt very Guild Wars 1, this story instance, right? You're kind of walking around a large area, and you're able to, interact with NPCs at different points. They have some dialogue, and then there's like this little cutscene at the end of it when you finish it, kind of like when you finish a mission in Guild Wars 1. So anyway, it's a really fun story instance. It introduces you to the Toxic Oratus, which is a new type of like priest-like Crate, a big fat sluggish looking thing. He's kind of nasty. And the other cool thing about it is there's a PvE downstate that the Solvari go into. When you kill one of the Solvari toxic, like a Toxic Knight or one of the Toxic Avengers, they actually go down in a down state, and the Crate will come over and try to revive them, so you can actually stomp them and use your PvP finishers in PvE, which is a really cool change. Once you finish the story instance, then it's largely centered around going around Kessex Hills and doing dynamic events and helping different people out and kind of figuring out what's going on. There are dynamic events to kill these toxic offshoot flowers, and there's a variety of different ways you can do it. One of them, you're actually bringing bombs to it to try to blow it up. Another one, you're protecting these mortars that are firing at them, and there's a third where you're escorting a golem to actually beat up the offshoots. So there's a bunch of achievements about doing these things, killing the Toxic Alliance, killing the Crate witches in different zones, and it's pretty fun overall. The one thing that I didn't like about it is they included a scavenger hunt, which they do in a lot of the patches. The scavenger hunt is to seek out the Crate obelisk shards, and there's a bunch of different zones you have to go to and find. I think there's 24 of them in total. Now, the reason why I don't like this type of content is because one of two things happens. Dolphy, on Dolphy.net, she is so fast with her guides and all the information she puts out that a lot of the community simply just waits, a couple hours and waits for her to put up a guide. And then you go to that website, you find her guide, and then you go step by step through and complete it yourself. Now, the alternative to that is to literally wander around. I'm dying. Somebody help me. The alternative to that is to literally go around yourself and wander around these huge zones looking for these things. And you could probably just spend hours. It's not really the most compelling game type. That's why a lot of people just go to the guide and look it up. I would prefer they have a scavenger hunt type thing where maybe it's a little bit more obvious where to find this stuff, but when you get there, there's actually some mini game or something for you to do, right? Do you want to be able to maybe solve a puzzle, maybe do some sort of memory game, some sort of thing that's a little bit different, so that it's not just the scavenger hunt part. So even if you do look up the where to find this stuff on Dolphy's guide, or you figure it out yourself, there's still some interaction that you're actually doing something interesting at the end. I wish in the future that we see more things like that, because the scavenger hunt of go search the world for 15 things has been done over and over again, and it's not very compelling in my opinion. There, I said it. Now, the rewards you can get for this patch are you can get a Crate Obelisk Shard for putting it in your home instance. And this will allow you to get a skill point and also be able to use a source of power right there. So you can actually mine your quartz node and then turn it into a charged quartz right in your home instance. I'm glad that they continue to add things to your home instance to make that place more useful, because that was not a feature that it was fully fleshed out at launch. You also are able to unlock a brand new skill for the first time. You can spend a bunch of skill points. I think it's 25 skill points. Yeah, to get the antitoxin spray. It's a new heal skill. It doesn't matter which profession you are. All professions can use this. Or you can actually purchase this from Marjorie Delacroix once you unlock her as a vendor. But it costs a lot of gold and a lot of these pristine spores, so it's actually better just to do skill points if you have extra. And it's a unique it's a new heal skill. It heals you and removes conditions from you and your allies around you, and for every condition removed, it actually will heal your allies. Now, the conditions that it removes are torment, confusion, and poison, and a new condition called Toxin, which is all about the Toxic Alliance and stuff that we're going to see. Now, one important thing, before I move on, I really like the fact that they're adding new skills. I hope they continue to do so. There's a lot of horizontal progression they can add to the game if they start adding ways for people to get new skills in the game. And I know Guild Wars 1 fans really like the whole, Pokemon aspect of you can go around the world and search for and capture all of your skills and your elite skills and different things like that. Were really hard to get some of them. So I'm hoping they're starting to move in this direction of unlocking new skills for the game. The last part of the patch that I want to mention is PvP glory rewards have been revamped. You no longer have personal rewards impact how much glory you get at the end of a PvP match. Now you just get a flat glory reward based on whether or not you won or lost. Furthermore, any matches that last under 7 minutes have reduced rewards. And this is kind of, there's two reasons for them to do that. One is they want to stop people from just joining like hot join matches and sitting there in a corner of the match just bolstering their personal rewards, right? People are going in and they're glory farming. They're not caring who wins or loses the match, and they're just trying to rank up their glory. The second reason is they want to open up the possibility for new PvP game types. Maybe some capture the flag, maybe some murder ball type things in the game. And it's much easier to do that if they don't have to worry about balancing the personal reward system. It's just a flat, if you win, you get this much. If you lose, you get this much. If they had to do personal rewards in addition to that, then it would quickly become a thing where it's like, oh, well, we only want to play the capture the flag match because that's the easiest way to farm glory. So I think overall this is probably a good change. It's a big change, but it's probably a good change for the long-term health of the game. Now, let's talk briefly about the next patch, which is coming up next Tuesday. It is called the Nightmares Within, and it seems to involve going into the tower. Look at that. We have a patch where we actually go into the tower. Let's go into the tower. The tower is fun. So we get to go in there, and it looks like Marjorie Delacroix has developed some sort of antitoxin, and we have to go in there and go all the way up to the top maybe, and we got to kill that big flower on top. Apparently they sent in some other would-be heroes that failed to actually get this thing done, so it's going to be up to us to actually go in there and do so. Now, it has been confirmed on Twitter that this is a large open world area where players can go in all together, and in addition, there is some rooms that you're going to be able to go into that are instanced. Now, we don't know if you're going to be going in there solo and doing something, or if you're going to be going in there with a party of 5, or what the deal is specifically, but it's going to be a large open area for the tower and some instance rooms. There's the rewards we know. There's going to be for the meta achievement. There is a combat helm. It looks like a gas mask. That looks really cool. So I think it's our first time getting a meta achievement reward that is actually a combat piece of equipment. There's going to be some new mini pets. The new cool crate that have the toxic look to them can be acquired, and there's also going to be there's also a back piece that you can get. I don't know the details on that. So toxic spore back piece, and there is also a tri-key chest. If you find 3 keys in the tower or on a vendor that is going to be near Marjorie Delacroix, I think her name is D, there's going to be a way to get 3 keys. There's a tri-key chest, and it's got stuff in it. We don't have any of the details of what's in the box. What's in the box? But there's going to be stuff in it nonetheless. So I can't wait to check out the patch, and let me know what you think of this video. What do you think of the Guild Wars 2 review, preview? And let me know in the comments below. But before you go away, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit like, favorite, and all that stuff because it really helps me out. I hope everybody has a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Take care.